pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call. Councilwoman Barnum. Councilwoman Hush-LeRae.
Here.
Councilman Perticone.
Here.
Councilman Sealy.
Here.
Supervisor Bello.
Here.
And attorney for the town.
Here.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you all for joining us tonight. We are going to start off the meeting tonight with a couple of Good Neighbor Award presentations. So I'm going to ask the town board members to come on down to the podium with me for our award presentations. Okay, tonight we have chosen to kick off the new year with honoring two incredible organizations as Irondequoit's good and maybe even two of our greatest neighbors, both of who exhibit incredible generosity and commitment to our community and are deserving of our gratitude and, of course, our endless praise. The first awardee started out as a pushcart operation out of a family-owned grocery store on Fernwood Avenue, just outside of Irondequoit, and grew into over 80 stores, two of which are here in our hometown, and 45,000 employees. Today, Wegmans is not only a grocery store, but is a formidable employer listed in countless best companies to work for articles, a philanthropic giant, donating millions of dollars to programs aimed at assisting at-risk youth, and also a tourist destination, believe it or not, for anyone visiting the Rochester region. It is this philanthropic arm that most people don't know much about. Wegmans is one of the town's most generous partners for committing themselves so fully to customer service and enhancing the lives of Irondequoit residents. I have nominated Wegmans as a good neighbor and would like to invite Tom Jacobs from the Hudson store and all the employees who are here today. Cindy's with us today. Everybody else, if you could all come on forward to accept an award on our behalf. Come on, guys. Oh, look at everybody who's here. Come on, everybody up. Here, so. Tom Jacobs and his team have been vital to ensuring that our residents have hearty and wholesome meals during Invigorate Irondequoit, National Night Out, our Department of Public Works open house, and at the library's grand opening just a few months ago. Also of importance is the significant help we receive from our neighbor at the Eastridge Road Wegmans, who provide our residents at the Pine Grove Senior Center with Thanksgiving lunches and other contributions whenever we ask, and they just never hesitate to say yes. So, Tom, I want to thank you for your dedication to our community and your entire team, and on behalf of the town of Irondequoit and the town board, we do hereby proclaim you and Wegmans to be our good neighbor. So, congratulations. Oh, actually, Tom, can we take a quick picture of everybody? Sure. That's what we're apt to do. All right. Great. You guys, I'll stand in the back. You guys go forward. Okay. I'll stand back there. Yeah. All right. Great. Okay. I can always peer through. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Right.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, guys. Thanks for everything. All right. Our second Good Neighbor awardee for tonight started 20 years ago as a volunteer hat, coat, and boot exchange in response to the fact that not all children are fortunate. They noticed that not all children were fortunate enough to enjoy recess at school. Some were kept indoors during recess because they didn't have adequate winter weather wear. These same children received free reduced price lunches during the week, but weren't able to eat over the weekends healthy meals, and rarely received gifts on Christmas. Families struggled to afford food, school supplies, and medication, while still paying the mortgage and providing a roof over their heads. Today, under the leadership of Debbie Evans, the same parent who made these heartbreaking observations 20 years ago, the Irondequoit Community Cupboard has grown from an operation literally run out of Debbie's garage to becoming an established 501c3 serving thousands of low-income residents with a food pantry, backpack program, Christmas gift exchange, and so much more. And I'm often struck by the reality that any one of us could be in such dire need at any time. Because of an unexpected job change or a major medical occurrence, any one of us could be in need of a helping hand. The ongoing work of the cupboard reminds us to be more conscious of our neighbors in need and offers us the opportunity to show the best of who we are as we share tangible gifts of support. The Irondequoit Community Cupboard is the ideal good neighbor, and I'd like to invite Debbie Evans and the cupboard board to come on forward and accept a proclamation and an award as a token of our gratitude on behalf of the town of Irondequoit for all that we do. Pose for a quick picture? Yep. All right. Okay, great. Thank you. Let me just double check that. I think that's right. Okay. Okay, the next item on the agenda is public input. We have one person who had signed up to speak in advance, and that is Mr. Robert Dates. Of course, sure. Thank you.
I'm not used to doing this,
Okay.
but we have a severe mess at 423 Lakefront in Windsor Beach. Interesting information over the past 24 hours, and I put in a couple weeks of research in on this. Through my Freedom of Information Acts, and through the assistance of your library, they've been great. Here is a general provision, basic town of Irondequoit living code for housing. 423 Lakefront violates for 7-8 years. We've been dealing with this. It is a dilapidated shack. It was slated to be razed and condemned by the previous administration, but yet survives with a permit. It is being hacked along. Through my Freedom of Information Act, here's the architect and here's the building permit for roofing and foundation. I will get to the Irondequoit building inspection in a moment, but this is most interesting. At 4:15 yesterday, I received a phone call from Mr. Rosaline, a liaison with Joe Morelli, concerning my visit to Morelli's office last week. 3 points of interest came up on this phone. Morelli's office apologized to me while I was treated on the phone by Jeff McCann, an Irondequoit building and planning official. A state assemblyman's office apologized for a town of Irondequoit representative over my expressed concerns, our neighborhood concerns, at 423 Lakefront. There is another property next door owned by the same homeowner, which is another problem on its own. Mr. McCann was apologized for to me from a Morelli liaison. And we know Mr. McCann's contacts, family ties with the office. We get it. The liaison apologized for Mr. McCann's lack of quality of life and building safety concerns. Now, I made a few phone calls and messages to Mr. McCann since about Halloween over this situation. Mr. McCann called me back one day and said, Mr. Dates, I'd appreciate your snippety calls to cease. I said, well, geez, that's great, sir. We live next to some rat traps. Maybe we should assess our taxes. Mr. McCann mocked me out and challenged me. So tonight, my neighbors have the business cards of your tax assessor downstairs, and we will be utilizing them. This is where it gets strange. Mr. Rosaline, the liaison for Morelli, said the reason why I did not receive any proof of insurances with this permit on my Freedom of Information Act was because the homeowner of this property is going to use his friends.
Sorry, we'll let him finish his thought. It's okay.
Thank you, sir, because this is crucial to the quality of life in this neighborhood. He's going to use his friends. Now then, this man signed a sworn statement with the town that he's not going to pay anybody because he's going to use friends. However, we have dealt with a summer of 12 to 15 fly-by-night Craigslist contractors arguing every night in the summer, ruining our neighborhood evenings. Pay me, this, that. In fact, I talked to Mr. Policeman O'Connell today saying, yeah, I remember going down there a few times this summer breaking up fights. All right, whatever, check the 911 records, I don't know. Moving forward, and this is the thing, if I can't get insurances with the permit, then why can't I get the sworn statement in lieu of it? Don't tell me they wrote that up at the 11th hour, because we're not going to have it. This is where it gets crazy. Mr. Morelli's liaison told me the reason why the foundation hasn't been approved yet is because they haven't got to it yet. However, and I do have pictures I've taken, and I never trespassed on the property. I did it with permission of neighbors' properties that are adjacent to it. They are building off a foundation and framing and adding rafters and putting a roof on a foundation that hasn't been approved. However, that's what Mr. Morelli's office says. Mr. Needy has passed the foundation on your town records. It's all enclosed.
Okay.
If you need to work in Irondequoit, you've got to have your comps, your liabilities, your waivers, your insurances. The system has been skirted on the insurances with the town on these projects. This has been a rat trap for 7 years, and it's worse after the permit was issued in May. It's worse. All summer long, we got raccoons the size of linebackers coming out there. Now then, sir, if I may, because this is crucial to the town.
Okay. I did ask you to summarize. Do I have copies of what you're showing
Yes,
me
sir.
up there? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Mr. McCann, in October,
Okay.
I called Mr. McCann. Said, Mr. McCann, we got a suspect gas leak and a furnace cobbled in one of these apartments owned by the same man next door. That's when Mr. McCann informed me to end my sippity. Come to find out, this Sunday, a neighbor was walking down the trail, smelled gas, called Argini. Argini went inside, shut down the gas line, and red tagged the furnace and the hot water heater. The significance of it is this, sir. It is 30 feet from a public walking trail and 80 yards from the tot lot.
Okay.
I don't know if the parents want their kids getting sent into the lake with a gas explosion down there.
Okay.
Thank you for your time. And one more thing,
Thank
Mr.
you.
Bello.
Sure.
Right here. Either try to live up to zombie abandoned properties of rentals, or please don't put this in my mailbox again.
Okay. All right. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Was there
Oh, by
anybody?
the way, sir, here's some pictures to follow along.
Okay.
Pictures to follow along.
Okay.
Thank you,
you.
sir.
All right. Thank you. Okay. Was there anybody else who wanted to address the board who did not have an opportunity to sign up in advance? Okay. Seeing none, we'll close public input and move on to the financial report.
In this financial report, I'm presenting the first pass of the 2015 year-end financial results for the town as of December 31st. The town's books will not close until the end of February, so as to allow time to channel and pay outstanding commitments that are still in process, and to account for and properly book the remaining revenue that is owed to the town. During the February and March town board meetings, I will present the most current 2015 financial results along with the 2016 monthly financial reports. The total expenditures and encumbrances for the town are $31,534,000, favorable for the full year and 96.7% of budget. Here's how those expenditures break down. 94.4%, or $30,804,000, are actual expenses, and the remaining $730,000 are encumbrances, equating to 2.2% of budget. The general fund expenses of $18,487,000 are also favorable at 95.9%. The reported expenses are comprised of $18,169,000 of actual expenditures and $317,000 of encumbrances. At first pass year end, the collective highway funds expenses are slightly over budget at 100.1% and total $5,511,000. The higher than budgeted costs are attributable to substantial encumbrances for gas, fuel, and asphalt in Highway 1. The library exceeded its budget slightly. $2,012,000 of expenses in that fund equate to 101.8% of budget. The other major funds are substantially below budget. The sewer fund is currently 88.6% of budget, a total of $3,504,000. To date, stormwater drainage has expended $687,000, or 84% of that budget. As of the end of the year, as of December 31st, the general fund revenue is $17.1 million, or 90.1% of budget. So please understand that 4 months of sales tax, 3 months of mortgage tax, 6 months of franchise cable revenue, 1 month of bills and fines, and 1 month of town clerk fees are not yet in. What is in is $10.6 million of real estate tax, the total pilot payments, payment in lieu of taxes of $179,000, 100% of state aid, $613,000, 8 months of sales tax at $2,240,000, which is 60.9% of that budget. Approximately 50% of cable franchise fees of $374,000 are in. Also $616,000 of mortgage tax. The mortgage tax revenue is for 9 months of activity, and yet it represents 95% of the budget. For the full year, we've received $280,000 of recreation program fees, 88% of that budget. Other sources of revenue total $1,672,000 and account for a healthy 105.6% of budget. Included in other sources are line items such as property maintenance, safety inspection fees, and interest and penalties on taxes, tax collections. As for the entire town, 93.3% of revenue, or $29.9 million, has been received to date. Included is 100% of the town's real estate tax. Total real estate tax for the town, $16.5 million. The library has received 99.1% of its budgeted revenue, $1,960,000. $5.1 million is in for the highway, reflecting 93.6% of budget. Sewer has received 100.7% of revenue, $3,972,000. This concludes my financial report, first pass for the month of December 2015. Thank you.
Thank you, Annie. Any questions or comments from the board? Seeing none, can I have a motion to approve the financial report?
Moved.
And a second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Approval of minutes, December 10th, 2015, the workshop meeting.
Hold on 1 second. I'm going to table the minutes for that meeting to the next regular town board meeting.
December 17th, 2015, the regular town board meeting.
Can I have a motion? Moved. And a second.
Second.
Any questions or comments about the minutes? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
January 1st, 2016, the organizational meeting.
Can I have a motion?
Moved.
And a second.
Second.
Any questions or comments about the minutes? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Minutes are approved.
Items for board action. Item 1, adopt a resolution in connection with the State Environmental Quality Review Act regarding the approval of a lease of a portion of 400 Seneca Road by Seabreeze and Vicinity Water District.
Can I have a motion? And a second?
Second.
Okay. Carrie Ivers, our Planning and Zoning Administrator, is going to give a presentation to the board about the State Environmental Quality Review.
For the purposes of seeker, this is an unlisted action. The co-location of the wireless communication equipment is utilizing existing municipal structure and property to expand service, and it conforms with the town's express preference for co-location of these types of facilities. The co-location will not cause any adverse impacts to environmental features, community character, traffic, or other issues addressed through seeker. For that reason, we are recommending a negative declaration. There are no adverse impacts associated with this action.
Okay, thank you, Carrie. Any questions or comments from the board? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Item 2, approving a lease of a portion of 400 Seneca Road by Seabreeze and Vicinity Water District.
Can I have a motion?
Moved.
And a second?
Second.
Thank you. I'm going to actually call on Bob Kiley, our Acting Commissioner DPW, to talk a little bit about this.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Supervisor. The town requested that the applicant paint the antenna equipment that was going to be installed on the water tower the same color as the water tower. The town has received notification that the majority of the equipment will be painted, with the exception of the remote radio heads and the associated distribution boxes. The applicant's engineer has stated that if these components were actually painted, it would void the warranty, which could cause a malfunction due to overheating of the equipment. I did take a drive out to the tower. There are several unpainted cords and cables that are currently there. So the radio heads and the distribution boxes are approximately 2 foot square, so 2 by 2 boxes. The remote radio heads are cream colored in nature, and the distribution boxes are kind of a medium gray. So if the board would take that into consideration when approving this.
Okay, thank you, Bob. And I want to thank Laura for following up on this from our workshop meeting last week as well. So what I'd like to do is amend the resolution, and then now therefore be it resolved section, fourth line down after water tank. I'd like that we add in except for the 9 remote radio heads and 3 OVP boxes. So that would require, so we would make an exception for those, not have to be painted the same color as the water tower, but everything else would have to be colored just because it's not possible to paint those. What Bob was talking about. Does that make sense to the board?
Yep.
Okay. Is everybody okay with that? Okay. Actually, it's in the resolution line, but it's also in the whereas statement up at the top of the page as well. Okay. Does that make sense to everybody? And it's clear? Okay. So I'm going to actually do this 2 different ways. So we have I'd actually like to call for a motion and a second to approve the amendments.
So moved.
A second.
Second.
All those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Oppose? Okay. And now I'd like to call for a motion to approve the resolution, the amended resolution. In a second.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. Thank you, Bob. Thank you, Laura, for helping work through the town board's concerns with that over the course of the last week. Appreciate it. Okay.
Item number 3, authorizing the application of sewer and storm drainage fund balance for the purchase of 2 heavy-duty dump trucks with snow plowing equipment to be used by the Bureau of Public Works.
Can I have a motion?
Moved.
And a second.
Second.
Okay, Mr. Kiley?
Thank you. This resolution authorizes the purchase of 2 new 2016 heavy-duty dump trucks to replace 2 existing vehicles in our fleet. This resolution would use the surplus funds within the stormwater drainage fund balance to replace truck number 133, a 1997 Volvo, and sanitary sewer fund balance to replace truck number 140, a 1998 Ford. The town will be using the Onondaga County contract to make these purchases, which has been reviewed and approved by the town attorney.
Thanks. Any questions or comments from the board? Okay, thanks for your work on this, Bob. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
Item number 4, authorizing the supervisor to execute an agreement for Monroe County All Seasons work in Monroe County rights-of-way.
Can I have a motion?
Moved.
And a second?
Second.
Okay, Mr. Kiley?
This resolution authorizes the supervisor to execute the contract with Monroe County for the all-seasons work. This agreement is an annual agreement which establishes the chargeback rates for work that the Town Department of Public Works would do on behalf of the County of Monroe. That includes work during the summertime and for snow plowing operations. There were some minor changes in the 2016 prices, but they fluctuated. Some were up and some were down.
Okay, thank you. Any questions or comments from the board? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Item number 5, authorizing the supervisor to enter into an intermunicipal agreement for New York State snow and ice for the 2015-16 season.
Can I have a motion?
Moved.
And a second.
Second.
Mr. Kiley?
Thank you. So this last resolution within the Bureau of Public Works is a resolution that would authorize the supervisor to enter into a contract with New York State. This is for snow and ice removal operations on Empire Boulevard. The way the figures are derived, it's a 3-year average. This year we're up significantly with the amount that we're going to be compensated per lane mile, and that's because the last 2 winters were extremely harsh. However, the board should note that overall our revenue will be down as we're losing some lane miles with the dedication of Seabreeze Drive.
Right.
How many lane miles was it, Bob, that we lost?
In last year it was 10.8 lane miles, and this year I believe it is going down to 6.2. Let me just confirm that quickly here. I think I have those numbers. It was 10.8 in 2015, and we're going down to 6.8 in 2016. So,
Great, thanks. Any other questions or comments? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
Item number 6, authorizing adjustment of the mileage reimbursement rate for 2016 to 54 cents, consistent with the rate allowed by the U.S. Internal Revenue Service.
Can I have a motion?
Moved.
And a second?
Second.
Okay, it's pretty self-evident, the title. Is there any questions or comments from the board about the mileage rate? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Item 7, authorizing the comptroller to attend the annual conference of the New York State Government Finance Officers Association in Albany, New York, from April 6 to April 8, 2016.
Can I have a motion?
Moved.
And a second?
Second.
Any questions or comments for Annie? Aside from what was at the workshop, seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Item number 8, authorizing the permanent appointment of the property clerk in the Arundequoit Police Department.
Can I have a motion?
Moved.
And a second?
Second.
Chief, would you like to talk about the candidate here?
This individual has been an employee of the Arundequoit Police Department for approximately 11 months. She was provisionally appointed and subsequently successfully passed her civil service exam for that position, I believe scoring number 1. She's done an exceptional job for us and has done a great work in a very critical area concerning property management for the police department.
Thank you. Okay. Any questions or comments for the chief? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. And Marisol's not here, is she? I don't think so. Okay.
Item number 9, authorizing the appointment of a town employee to motor equipment operator in the Department of Community Services, Bureau of Public Works.
Can I have a motion?
Moved.
And a second?
Second.
Okay, Mr. Kiley or Mr. Vanette.
Thank you, Mr. Supervisor. Due to a vacancy in the Bureau of Public Works, the Department of Community Services feels the need to fill the motor equipment operator position. We did post this according to the collective bargaining agreement, and interviews took place over the course of the last few weeks. And I'll let the acting commissioner discuss the selection process.
Sure.
Thanks. Myself, Labor Foreman Champion, and Labor Foreman Labini conducted interviews with several very qualified candidates for this promotion opportunity within the department. And I recommend the name of Scott Davis to the town board for this promotion to motor equipment operator. Scott has been is a town resident and has been an 8-year veteran within the department. He's known for being a hard worker and extremely positive influence within the department and his fellow employees. Scott is well respected, and due to his work ethic, I can find no other employee more deserving of this promotion than Scott.
Thanks, Bob. Any other questions or comments from the board? Seeing none, before we vote, I just want to congratulate Scott. I've had the opportunity to meet with Scott several times over the past couple of years, and have found him by reputation and also by what I've seen to be a very hardworking employee in our department. And I appreciate his work, as I do of all the employees in the Public Works Department who I know work very, very hard, especially this time of year, keeping us safe and keeping the roads clear. So I'm very happy to vote for this resolution and know that Scott is going to do a great job for the town. With that, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Scott Davis is here. Can you just stand to be recognized? Congratulations.
Item number 10, authorizing the lease of copiers to replace copiers used by the Town Hall, Library, and Pine Grove Senior Center.
Moved.
And a second?
Second.
Okay, we talked extensively about this contract at the workshop meeting last week. Did anybody have any further questions or comments about this? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Item number 11, authorizing an enterprise agreement with Microsoft for managing licenses and new purchases of Microsoft products for a 3-year agreement and a transfer from contingency account.
Can I have a motion? And a second?
Second.
All right, thank you again. This is much needed software upgrades for the staff at Town Hall. So,
I can.
on behalf of everybody here, thank you. So, any questions or comments from the board? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carried.
Item number 12, authorizing the supervisor to enter into a vendor service agreement with the Animal Hospital of Pittsford.
Can I have a motion?
Moved.
And a second?
Second.
Thank you. Chief?
This is in conjunction with our Animal Control Division. This is a 24-hour service that this vendor can provide to us, as well as the ability to handle the volume of calls and animal requests that are associated with this division of the police department. We've had a good working relationship with them for a number of years, and their customer service satisfaction is exceptional.
Great, thank you, Chief. Any questions or comments from the board? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Item number 13, authorizing a contract for Fair Housing Action Plan, update to the analysis of impediments.
Can I have a motion?
Moved.
And a second.
Second.
Director McCann, do you want to just speak briefly to this resolution?
Yes, Mr. Supervisor. Under our agreement with HUD for our community development block grant and our home funding, we are required to periodically undertake an analysis of impediment to fair housing. This is a contract with an individual named Travis Gordon, who is also simultaneous to our contract working for the county and the town of Greece, who are also in the same consortium that we're in. Typically, our CDBG work would be done through Labella, but given that Mr. Gordon was already working on these contracts, we talked with our regular contractor, Labella, and they agreed that this would be more economical, and we have every reason to have faith in Mr. Gordon's ability to complete the task.
Okay, thank you. Any questions or comments from the board? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
Item 14, authorizing the execution of a quitclaim deed for 45 Cooper Road, Rochester, New York, 14617.
Can I have a motion?
Moved.
And a second?
Second.
Thank you. This is a quitclaim deed. The address there is referencing the Pauline Evans branch of the Irondequoit Public Library. This is the branch over on Cooper Road. As you know, we've discussed numerous times, the property there automatically reverted back to the West Irondequoit School District upon the opening of the Central Irondequoit Public Library, but it was desirous on both the part of the town and the school district that we file a deed releasing and quitclaiming any interest of the town in the property to avoid any potential cloud or ambiguity in the title. So this resolution allows me to execute a quitclaim deed for the property. Any questions or comments from the board? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Item number 15, approving the special event license for Friends of the Irondequoit Public Library Fun Fest and Trunk Sale.
Can I have a motion?
Moved.
And a second? Fantastic. All right, this resolution, this is an annual event, the Public Library Fun Fest and Trunk Sale. Looks like this year it's going to be on Saturday, May 7th from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Be right here on the grounds of the Irondequoit Town Hall. So mark your calendars for Saturday, May 7th, and I'm sure you're going to hear a lot more about it between now and then. Any questions or comments from the board? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. All right, with that, that's the balance of the agenda. Our next regular town board meeting is on February 18th at 7 o'clock. Can I entertain a motion to adjourn?
Move it.
And a second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? We are adjourned. Have a great night.
We hope you enjoyed this presentation of the Irondequoit Town Board on ICAT 12, Irondequoit's government access channel.